I often find myself reflecting on the life I've led, the quiet moments spent in my workshop, the scent of fresh wood shavings lingering in the air. As a carpenter, I've shaped many things with my hands, but none have been as profound as the life I've been entrusted to guide. When I first learned of Mary's pregnancy, my heart was heavy with confusion and fear. I was a simple man, devoted to my craft, and suddenly, I was faced with a reality that felt beyond my understanding. But then, in the stillness of the night, an angel appeared to me, delivering a message that would change everything. "Do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife," he said. Those words pierced through my doubts, igniting a flicker of faith within me. I remember the day Jesus was born, the humble surroundings of our home filled with a warmth that transcended the ordinary. As I held him for the first time, I realized my role was not to define him, but to nurture and protect him. I was a steward of something divine, a father to the Son of God. Yet, the path was not without its challenges. When the angel warned us to flee to Egypt, fear gripped my heart again. I had to gather my family and leave everything familiar behind. The journey was arduous, filled with uncertainty, but I held on to my faith. Each step was a reminder that I was not alone. God was guiding us, even in the darkest moments. In Egypt, we found refuge, but I often pondered my worthiness. Who was I to raise the Messiah? I was just a carpenter, a man of humble means. Yet, in those quiet moments, I learned that humility is not a weakness, but a strength. It allowed me to embrace my role fully, to love fiercely, and to trust in God's plan. As Jesus grew, I watched him learn from me, not just the trade of carpentry, but the values of kindness, integrity, and faith. I taught him to respect the tools of our craft, but more importantly, I hoped to instill in him the understanding of his true identity. I was not the source of his greatness. I was merely a vessel, a guide in his journey. There were times when I felt inadequate, moments when I questioned if I was doing enough. But I learned that love is not measured by grand gestures, but by the small, everyday acts of devotion. It was in the laughter shared over simple meals, the lessons taught in the workshop, and the quiet prayers whispered at night that I found my purpose. As I reflect on my life, I see a tapestry woven with threads of faith, love, and humility. Each challenge I faced was an opportunity to grow, to lean into my faith, and to trust in the greater plan. I may have been a carpenter by trade, but my true calling was to be a father, to raise a child who would change the world. And in that, I found my greatest joy.